Sir, which things we need to consider for new approaches of governance?
Yes, once we decided that we cannot go by the traditional way and we have to go with the new approach in the governance. In that, we have to understood that why institutions need a governance. Very simple. The operations and functioning of the institution is only the governance. Then we have to see there the what type of obstacles are there. Why these four objectives just now we have discussed in the initial discussion, how to realize that. Now, what to be the new mechanism to be added in that, new processes to be added for that, and that has to be listed out for this purpose. Then the previous rules of the governance if becoming a obstacle, how can we modify that rule to become a smooth governance? Or some rules are outdated, we will change that rule and we will have a new rules so that the governance will become a very smooth. This will be the second approach. We have to go for the changing the rule or modifying the rule, which will be helpful and not the hindrance in the governance. Another thing is that the just now we discussed about the very categorically we have to analyze and find out in the processes where are the obstacles, where are the hindrance, which are the barriers, and we have to how that barriers to be overcome with the just now we said that the change in the rule, adopting new bodies, new committees, new mechanism, new structure of the functioning. By this way we can overcome it. Then another thing is that very important, the institute feel that we are really independent to work. Every time we will not look toward the University Grant Commission or the government, they will guide us and then we will do it. The institute has to take lead in that line, how the governance will be a good governance regarding the functioning of the higher education institutions. And in that line we have to take the confidence of all the stakeholders, right from firstly the student, faculty, the non-teaching faculties, then management, government bodies, authorities, and then the parents, representatives of the society, all will come together, and everybody should get a confidence that now the governance, where are the problems, and everybody will give the suggestion to have a barrier-free governance, or we can say the good governance. That approach has to adapt. The leadership of the institution or the university or authorities and officers of the university, it should be open to accept any suggestions given by any stakeholders. That approach to be adapted for the changing the governance, which will be really make it possible to efficient governance in the institutions.
Then, sir, which are those factors we need to focus to establish new platform in governance?
That's true. Once we decided to go for the new approach in the governance in higher education institutions and universities, we have to consider some factors, and we have to focus on it. The freedom of higher education to run the institute, we need a freedom. That is one thing we have to consider. This factor is very important. Another important factor is the higher education institutions and universities. Just now we also touched the point that depending on the funding of the government, and can they go for the other sources on their own, that is also one thing to consider in the new governance. Independent in the funding, independent in functioning, and who will establish this, or what will be the test for this? The quality of the institutions. And then another important point is how to enhance the quality of a institution. And then for that purpose, which type of governance to enhance the quality we need, that ever the institute has to adopt. And for that purpose, the institute can go for outsiders, experts' opinion, experts consultancy for that purpose. And once they want to establish a quality or enhance the quality, the governance by traditional way where the quality was questioned cannot work, and that is why we have to focus on the enhance the quality. And for that purpose, what type of change in the governance institution need, that has to focus on that. The very important terminology in a stakeholders, if you use, the any institute should declare that we have a good governance.
Okay.
That means all the stakeholders are satisfied with the services provided by the higher education and university, and that is why the good governance is also one of the point where to be concentrate on that. I said that the leaders of the institution should be very strategic regarding this, and they should be proactively change the things so that the institute will be really cop up with the establish the good governance and on this thing. Another important thing is the inception of the technology, e-learning, online courses, this type of new things, where for that purpose to adopt this. If any institute does not have online courses, they are not adopting the e-learning process, then the institute decided to go for that. The institute or the university has to develop a infrastructure for that. They need make a provision in the budget, and for that purpose the governance of these institutions, not only the establishing of the e-learning facility, but also sustaining also important. And for that purpose, the another stream of governance to be attached with the previous one, that is also needed. These points are very important, we need to consider while the going towards the good governance.
That means, sir, in higher education reform, governance involved as it focuses on day-to-day running of institute. Then, what are the key characters of new approaches in governance?
You rightly said that the day-to-day running of the institution, that is taken care by the governance actually, and for that purpose, your question is very pertinent regarding to know about the key characters of a new approach in the governance of higher education and universities. That the first thing is that whatever may be the just now we said the expectations of the society, expectations of for what purpose actually this institute are exist. Regarding that, the leadership has to plan a strategic management. The leadership and management has to do a strategy by which way we will realize this, practice this, and so that there will be a good governance or excellent governance, and what changes in the governance we have to do it. There are so many things we have to consider, that one of the key factor is that deregulation. There is no any control henceforth. Wherever control will be needed, wherever needed. But there are so many areas, so many aspects where the control is not necessary. At that places or at that points or at that factors, areas, the deregulation should be there. It should not be regulated by a government or any other. That makes only the hindrance. That should be considered for the one of the character to change the governance. Another thing is that who are running the day-to-day institutes, right from the leadership, head of the institute, to all this, everybody is there. And those who are involved in the governance, they should be aware of the accountability. For what purpose I am there? And in the good governance, what is my role? They should perform their role very accountability, considering it, so that it will be focused on that. This is one of the character. Everybody has to work accountability, considering the accountability, so that it will go ahead, unless there will become a problem in that. So instead of that, and the functioning behavior of higher education institute is really the key in the governance, and that is why the behavior, functioning behavior of the institution should change, and the image to be built there. This institute has a good governance and excellent governance.